everyone, my name's Nathan Huxtable and I normally work with you at the Fitzwilliam Museum in Cambridge. Today I'm very happy to welcome you back into my shed, which is also my studio where I work when I'm not at the Fitzwilliam Museum. Today we're going to do more postcards, this time inspired by the fantastic talk we've just had from Miranda Stern at the Fitzwilliam Museum. I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can do this, but obviously please do your own thing if that's what you'd like to do. So let's get going. So the first of our postcards is inspired by the Ethel Sands painting. The first thing we're going to do is mask off the window shape with our masking tape. So then what we're going to do over the top of that is mix our colours that we want and then paint over the top, peel off the masking tape, and that will reveal our window. So what you notice with the Ethel Sands painting is, well, both these painters were post-impressionist. So they're using some of the similar techniques that the Impressionists used. So we're going to do some blobby marks. So I'm going to do blue, a bit of like a sort of greyish blue now. I'm being very kind of loose with this. We can always go over the top if we don't like what we've got. So I'm just enjoying mixing colours, and you guys might like to have a look out your window and mix some colours that you think work well with what you see. You could also just mix colours that you like, have a play with the paint, because you can come up with some very pleasing outcomes just by essentially playing with the colours. Colour always reminds us of places or people or things like that, so it's often a enjoyable experience just to play with colour mixing. Now if it doesn't work, move on to a different area or try and fix the area that you've got. I do have some flowers in the garden, so we've got some nice bright red ones at the moment. I think I'm happy with that. Okay, let's move on to the next painting, inspired by Walter Sickert. So this is basically out my boy's bedroom window, and what I'm going to do is to mirror the Sickert painting. I'm just going to do a large area, which is the blind. And do that nice and dark. Just block it in. I'm trying to mirror Sickert's techniques as much as possible without drawing, just so we can get a nice loose feel. Right, so moving quickly on to our final postcard, also inspired by Ethel Sands' interior scene. I'm reusing an old postcard that I've already painted on. I've painted it a sort of purpley grey over the top. For the frame part of it, I'm going to use masking tape all the way around the sides. We're doing this really roughly. So now this is dry, we can add our highlight elements. I'm just going to use my finger for the bright bit in the corner here. Let's do that. Maybe that looks like a light. So if you look at the Sands paintings, there's lots of these dots, single marks, repeated marks. And there's our Ethel Sands.